Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chris Loves Comics. It's Thursday. Today I'm going to be going over my haul for this week. There were a ton of great books, so without wasting any time, I'll just get right into it. Blood Commandment, issue number 3 of 4 by Simon Kudranski. I am giving this book an A minus. This book is beautifully done. It is a really good homage to vampire movies. Also, I'm going to be going over the books, so if you haven't read your books, please wait till after you read the books. But like the the art is just fantastic. Simon Kudranski is also the artist in this book too. It's like I mentioned before. This book feels like a more like you're reading a horror movie, but definitely A minus book by Simon Kudranski. His other book is coming back next week. It's a 12 issue miniseries, Something Epic. There, I believe we're going into issue number 8, but I'm looking forward to that. Transformers number 4 by Daniel Warren Johnson. This was an A plus. This book is just it definitely takes a more mature approach to Transformers, but it doesn't go overboard. There's a lot of great art by Daniel Warren Johnson. Has a very interesting art style, which a lot of people don't agree with, which is fine. I like it a lot, but this is a good book. This is with Starscream trying to maintain his hold on the other Decepticons by convincing them that he is the rightful leader. So they attack a hospital when Spike was injured. But this end page was fantastic. When I guess the Autobots find Megatron, and in the last issue, Optimus Prime lost his arm, but that arm looks kind of familiar to you, huh? I'm like, wow, that was fantastic. And then you see the husk of Megatron. So big things are coming together at Transformers. Next up, Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1 by Jonathan Hickman. This book was fantastic. This was definitely an A plus book. Marco Cicchetto on art. I'm so glad that he's back. I'm a really big fan of his style. He teamed up with Chip Zdarsky in the last run of Daredevil. It's fantastic. But there's so many good things about this book. It seems like it's taken a different, like the last Ultimate Universe with Spider-Man. This seems like it's taken a different approach where Peter Parker is married with MJ. He has kids, and also, spoiler alert, Uncle Ben is alive, and May has passed away, and Uncle Ben works for the Daily Bugle with J. Jonah Jameson, and him and Jonah sort of form a bond. They leave the Bugle because old Wilson Fisk has taken over it. It's this book was fantastic. Steep price tag on it, like $6. A lot of the books in DC and Image have just been going up, and I think that's sort of taken away from a lot of people joining on to these books because you can't. There's only so many books some people can get, and it's just it's not sustainable. But I digress. But this is definitely worth the money, and this was very well done. A plus book, Ultimate Spider-Man. Blade the Hulk Slayer. This was an A book. This was definitely very good. Brian Hill is the author of this book. Him and the Hulk are trying to find Lady. Well, they're not trying to find. Blade is trying to find Lady Adanya, who is a demon that Blade let loose. But the art is fantastic. You see old Bruce and Blade teaming up to fight demons, and it's just a good horror flick. Like this story, there's a demon crawling out of this poor soul. But this was definitely another great book. Sabertooth War. This is issue number 1 of 10. This is the last arc of Benjamin Percy's run for Wolverine. I mean, 50 issues, hell of a run. I think he's been on the book. I think it's been 4 years since he's been on this book, but I really enjoy this cover. Now, I gave this book a B plus. While the gore is running rampant, you have Sabertooth he makes a little joke. It's like, hey, Cyclops, and then he calls him Biclops because he splits him in half. But this book is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's definitely recommended for mature audiences. There's tons of blood, tons of guts. It's the stories with Sabertooth gathering other Sabertooths from the multiverse, trying to go to Krakoa and sort of take over the island. But Sabertooth was the first to be exiled into the pit, and a lot has changed since then. So he's sort of getting an adjustment when he's coming back, and it's just tons of blood and guts. They don't show Wolverine that much, which kind of makes us feel like a Sabertooth book more than a Wolverine book, which is fine. I love both characters. Sabertooth is just a really cool character, but and then you find out that when all this stuff is going down, it's actually Logan's birthday, and Victor Creed is always one to celebrate Logan's birthday. That's his former friend spelled happy birthday. It's definitely a gore fest. So I gave that a B+. Next up, we have Green Lantern issue number 7 by Jeremy Adams. I gave this book an A- because I hate the backup story. I hate it. It's I guess DC is doing a thing with Sinister Sons, which is their take on Super Sons, which was with John Kent and Damian Wayne. But I think they're doing Sinistro's son or daughter. I don't care. Sorry. This book was fantastic. Green Lantern is Hal Jordan is escorting Tharos to Korugar to sort of bring Sinistro's planet into the fold with the United Planets. My favorite, but Tharos has said, everyone is supposed to stay away from Earth. All Green Lanterns. They said they have enough metas. We need to concentrate on building up our ranks and bringing more people. But Guy Gardner, he's my favorite Green Lantern. He says, in his own way, he's not gonna toe the company line until they say his mission is to track a bounty hunter named Lobo. First, he's like, "Oh, I'm in." That made me laugh. I was laughing hysterically from that. There's a lot of great action in this book too, where Kilowog and Hal are fighting the Sinestro Corps. So this was a very well done book. I think they're done with the backstory, so I'm hoping it's either one, something else, or two, which would be even better, not a backstory and more of the main story. Beast World Titans issue number 4. This arc is fantastic. I really love this event. Now I know a lot of people are burnt out by Amanda Waller and Peacemaker, but I really think they're key characters into the development of the story. Giganta gets a case of the spores, and then she turns into this giant bear. The Titans even call upon one of my favorite DC characters, Swamp Thing, Dr. Alec Holland. And if you're not familiar with Swamp Thing, I cannot recommend enough Alan Moore's run of Swamp Thing. It is probably my favorite DC book of all time. I love it more than Kingdom Come. There, I've said it, but it's my favorite DC story. But this was very well done. This was very well done as well. I'm really enjoying this arc. I think it's gonna end in Titans issue number 6. But and to sort of shore up Batman and Robin, I gave this a B+, A-. I like what Joshua Williamson is doing with Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne. Damian's school, there's something wrong over there. They suspect that the principal is actually Shush, who is daughter to Hush. But while they try to tail her, they find out something interesting, that one of the bullies, they find out that the principal is not actually Shush, but one of the bullies of Damian is actually related to Victor Zsasz, who is probably infinitely worse than Shush. If you don't know who Victor Zsasz is, he is a humongous psychopath in the Batman story. And last but certainly not least, Superman Action Comics 1061. This is the first one by Jason Aaron. I gave this a B-. I really wasn't sucked into the story. The art is phenomenal. By John Timms. It is It is really well done. I guess Bizarro knows magic now, but I think I need to read it again because I'm a huge Superman fan. But maybe I just read it too fast or something. I'll give it another run. But it seems like, I mean, there's great setup, but I don't know, maybe I just don't like Bizarro because of the way he talks and stuff like that. Maybe that sort of took away from the story. But those are my notable books of the week too. I read Sensational She-Hulk issue number, I believe it's issue number 4. That was a B book. That was good. The X-Men book, The Rise of X, I gave that like a B minus C plus. It was good, but I'll continue the story, but it wasn't, the end all be all. But thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It really means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next week. Tomorrow is my wife's procedure for her skin surgery. She's looking forward to it, but she's also very scared, which is understandable. Surgery is always a nervous thing, but I know she'll do okay. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.